Anthony Edwards is supposed to be the next Michael Jordan, the savior of Minnesota, the face of a generation. But on New Year's Eve, the savior did the unthinkable. He didn't just miss a shot, he quit on his team. As the game was still being played, Ant-Man walked into the tunnel and didn't look back. Is this the fire of a frustrated winner? Or the first sign of a superstar who's already checked out? To understand the walk-off, you have to understand the context. This wasn't just any game. It was a homecoming for Ant in Atlanta. His family was in the front row. His grandfather was watching. Ant was playing out of his mind, but the rest of the Wolves, they looked like they were still on holiday break. Visual clips of the Hawks scoring easily, lazy defense from other players. Let's look at the numbers from that night. 30 points on 10 of 18 shooting. He was efficient. He was aggressive. But the rest of the Wolves' starters, a combined nightmare. Dante DiVincenzo and the bench unit went 3 for 19. That is statistically one of the worst shooting performances from a supporting cast in 2026. Coach Chris Finch's response was sharp. He needs to stay out there and root for his team. But when you're the only one who showed up to work in your home city, can you really blame him? When Coach Chris Finch waved the white flag and pulled the starters, Ant didn't see a tactical move. He saw a surrender. And if there's one thing we know about Anthony Edwards, it's that he doesn't do surrender. Minnesota fans are getting PTSD. They remember the mid-2000s when Kevin Garnett was the best player in the world, trapped in a roster that couldn't provide him a second option. Garnett gave the Wolves 12 years before he finally had enough. But this is 2026. Superstars don't wait 12 years anymore. They wait 3. The Christmas Day ejection in Denver was proof. Ant scored 44 points, hit the game-tying 3 to force overtime, and was still so frustrated with the lack of calls and the lack of help that he snapped. When you start pointing at every referee on the floor, you've lost your cool. When you walk off the court on New Year's Eve, you've lost your patience. The front office knows they are on a clock. Rumors are swirling that Minnesota is aggressively hunting for a true floor general. The names? Kobe White? Colin Sexton? Even a blockbuster Trae Young swap has been floated by insiders like Wilder Adams. They need someone to tell Ant, you don't have to carry the whole world today. Because if they don't find that person by the trade deadline, those Ant to the Spurs rumors are going to become very real, very fast. Anthony Edwards is the heartbeat of this league. But even a heart can stop if the pressure gets too high. Is Ant right to be frustrated, or did he let his team down? This wasn't an isolated event. Just 1 week earlier on Christmas Day, Ant was ejected in overtime against the Nuggets after scoring 44 points. He was visibly frustrated with the officiating, but more importantly, he seemed frustrated that he had to do everything himself. Visual. Ant's 29.1 PPG versus team's 21-13 record. Statistically, Ant is having an MVP caliber year. He's top 10 in scoring. He's improved his mid-range. He's the engine. But teammates like Dante DiVincenzo and Rudy Gobert have publicly questioned the team's compete factor lately. When your veterans are saying the team is playing slow and your superstar is walking off the court, you don't just have a losing streak. You have a culture crisis. And of course, the internet did what it does best. As soon as that towel hit the floor, the trade machine started spinning. 2026 has been the year of the superstar pivot. We've seen rumors of Ant joining Victor Wembanyama in San Antonio to create the most terrifying duo in NBA history. We've seen the Heat culture vultures circling. But here's the reality check. Ant is locked into a massive contract. Minnesota isn't trading him unless he forces his way out like superstars of the past. But for the first time in his career, we're seeing the fun-loving Ant-Man replaced by someone who looks exhausted by the struggle of carrying a franchise. So, what happens next? The Timberwolves are currently sitting 6th in the West. They are a good team, but they aren't elite. The trade deadline is February 5th, and the front office is reportedly hunting for a true point guard to take the pressure off Ant. They need someone to organize the offense, so Ant doesn't have to be the hero every single possession. Anthony Edwards is transitioning from a young star to a veteran leader, and that transition is always painful. The walk-off wasn't a sign that he wants out. It was a sign that he wants to win. But the question is, can the Timberwolves give him what he needs before it's too late? Is Ant right to be frustrated, or did he let his team down by leaving early? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into the stars of the NBA, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.